All right, well, here it is. We've been talking about this car for about a year. It's finally here in the flesh, or I should say here in the carbon fiber. Paul, let's walk through the thing. I guess we should start with the brakes. They look like ceramic to me.
So we've got carbon ceramic brakes, 6 piston in the front, 4 in the back. It's about 15.4 inches for the front rotor and 14.5 for the back. So they're very lightweight. They save about 10 pounds per wheel.
Unsprung weight.
Unsprung weight.
Rolling and the inertia, all that stuff, all good.
Yeah, your moment of inertia is lower. And then when we're on the track, what's really nice is we can repeatedly use these all day on the track.
No fade.
No fade.
Yeah.
Always great stopping.
Yeah, that's what I think a lot of people don't know about brakes, which is, you know, the carbon ceramic stuff versus the steel stuff, or the single piece hats versus the 2-piece rotors and all that kind of stuff. It's all good. I mean, it all works. The real high-end stuff is made for repeated use and abuse. I would reckon to say that you could probably get a cheaper, lesser brake, do a 0 to 60 stopping distance thing, and it'd be, you know, somewhere in the same neighborhood. But our number 19 at Le Mans, that's where you want these brakes.
And that brutal LA stop and go traffic.
Stop and go traffic.
Man, it destroys
like I said,
brakes.
Sometimes you pull up to the Del Taco and there's 6 cars in front of you, and it's
one
stop. It's a burrito at a time.
That really should be a new test for the proving grounds. You got to come out to LA. You got to do the 405 101 interchange. 3-4 days before the test driver goes crazy. Right. Then drive-throughs. Drive-throughs.
You got to do the in and out in Chatsworth in August. Forget about Death Valley. That's you sitting there. There's nothing coming through the radiator except for the exhaust of the Mexican driving the minivan in front of you. That's where. Forget about Death Valley. That's open air. It's open highway.
It's an easy stretch.
You just sitting there in Reseda, somewhere 112 degrees in August. 22 cars in front of you.
Payback is, if you survive, you get the double-double and a shake.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's tow job.
So we got the carbon ceramic brake setup, 6 piston, very nice. 20-inch rim.
20-inch.
Yeah, and what looks like a sort of diamond smoked black chrome kind of finish on it. What do we call that?
We've got 3 wheel finishes. This is a graphite finish. We've got a polished wheel. It looks like chrome, but chrome, of course, would add additional weight.
Sure.
And then just a standard alloy finish.
I happen to enjoy this one myself.
Yeah, the smoke looks really nice.
And
matches the carbon fiber rotors.
The cars. I think I like about the look of the cars. It's sleek, but it's angular, but it's not. It still has some curves to it, and it's nice because a lot of cars I feel that way with like the Lamborghini Gallardo and stuff. I feel like cars are getting too slabby. They're getting too F-22 Raptor-y kind of. They're all designed by a computer and then put in a wind tunnel, and thus we're getting these weird stealthy looking slabby things, and I kind of miss the curves, although it is nice to have an edge or two on it, and this is a pretty good example here. And again, if you'd like to see this, you go to adamcarolla.com. This is a good example of having a line that's sort of rigid and angular, but yet having a radius built into it, and the same with the overall shape of the car. You have this sort of nice fender bulge in front, but yet there's an angular appearance to it as well. You can just say thank you, Paul.
It's a nice thing about the car is it's got a good design, but it's also very functional. So all the air scoops are there to make sure the car has enough air to keep cool. We've got the radiators in the rear, so these ducts are pulling air back to keep everything cool.
I was going to say, there's not too many cars I can think of that have these kind of huge inlets in the rear, but are front engine. Yeah. I know mid-engine, but the front mid. But normally, when you see the Ferraris, they have this intake here, and this intake leads into a plenum. where the engine is here. And that's probably one of, I think when I originally saw this car, I thought it was
I think we did.
we had an argument. We thought it was a rear mid-engine car because this inlet here may have screwed me up. Now down below, is that for brakes? Is that more for radiators?
That's for the brakes.
All right, so that's cooling the brakes. This is going to the radiators. Radiator in the rear. That seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but we did it to get a better weight
balance.
We got a 4852. We also have a dry sump set up. So we took the oil pan off, moved everything to the back so we can mount the engine lower.
You got a 4852 weight because your Levi's are a 4822.
Yeah, stock.
He goes to the Husky department. He goes to the Husky department of Sears. So radiator in the back, very counterintuitive because you think, all right, all the air's flowing in the front, pumping around, coming back around. I didn't ask this. This is a two-wheel drive car, right?
Rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel. Oh, well, I know. I would kill myself. Rear-wheel drive. I like it. Much more traditional. And again, go ahead and shave a couple 100 pounds off because of the rear-wheel drive, not having the all-wheel drive setup. Can we pop the hood and take a look at what's under it? Pedals are beautifully machined aluminum, I'm guessing.
They're machined aluminum and they're mounted to the floor, so it's a fulcrum.
Yeah, I like that instead of
So a really interesting point here, you've got a carbon fiber hood, and then we've got a prop rod here to save weight.
Old school.
I got one of those for my car, but it's a broom handle.
Now the funny thing is when it somehow gets lost or stolen, or you use it to beat some guy by the side of the road with it, and then you got to call Lexus. You go, I need a new carbon fiber prop rod. And they go, $7,422.
And be here in 14 weeks.
So we have a cross stabilizing bar. Usually I wanted to call the strut tower stabilizer, but I'm probably seeing lots of lovely pieces of machined aluminum and lots of carbon fiber, and again an engine that's set back.
I mean, half of it's under the half of the motor looks like it's under the cowling.
It's set back behind the wheels.
How does not that your average LFA buyer would do this, but how does one get to the spark plugs that are in the rear part of the engine, or I should say, yes, the rear of the engine?
Take off a lot of the parts.
Yeah, so, and these things are basically made to not need a tune-up every 15,000 miles or 5,000 miles?
Yeah, the car has a very easy maintenance schedule, much like our other passenger vehicles. What you're looking at here is the surge tank. So we're bringing in air, obviously, to the engine, but also the surge tank and that design, it looks almost like a guitar in the interior. And that helps to develop a lot of the great interior sound under full acceleration.
We used to do that like in our old station wagons as a kid. You flip the air filter over to get that. The car didn't go any faster, but it sounded good. You jump on it, it gives you a little bit of a note.
And it's something that looks interesting and almost sort of, I don't know, BMW-esque, is I'm looking at what appears to be where the oil filters go, and almost in an old Ferrari tradition that had the two that just screwed onto the front engine. Are there two elements? Obviously you pull this off and there are elements that go under there versus some frame that screws onto the thing. But do you have twin oil filters?
Twin oil filters. Also a little tough to see down here, but Adam, the vehicle is actually hand built by Yamaha. And you can see a small Yamaha, and below that is the signature of the gentleman who actually built the engine. So we've got actually 3 guys are building all these engines.
And the cell phone numbers are on there. In case you've got a problem, we get a hold of the guy in Japan and say, hey, what's up?
Can we pop the rear and take a look at where Sandy will keep his golf clubs?
Sure. Not a lot of room back here, but what we're going to do is, for all of our customers, we've got custom Toomey luggage. It's a 2-piece fitted. First piece will be about 60% of the space, and the second about 40% of the space.
So hearkening back to the old Mercedes Gullwing and some of the other higher end cars of the day, you'd get the piece of luggage, the custom luggage that came with the vehicle as well. Now, as far as seeing any of the radiators or plumbing or any of that stuff, that's going to involve an Allen wrench, or is there anything else that pops
An Allen or a
off
lift.
here?
One other thing I'd like to show you that does pop up is our rear wing.
Ah, the rear wing. Ah, that's what I'm looking at. There you go. You cannot build a supercar without an automated rear wing
Yeah, need the
anymore.
articulated wing.
And so this thing will come up when?
Comes up at 50 miles an hour. And what's nice is it's a two-piece. So you've got this lower tray that comes up as well. So we've got the aerodynamic downforce below and above.
And it's good that it's not, see, again, you have to factor in the fuzz around here. What you don't want is one that pops up at 70.
Yeah.
Because that means the cop goes LFA, checks his wristband, knows exactly. Veyron, that thing pops up under at 120 miles an hour. He knows just when to write that ticket. But hey, when you're on the freeway at 50, everyone else's wing has popped up as well. And then what about the dynamic of it? Does it change degrees depending on?
It's a fixed angle.
It's fixed angle. So this is the angle that creates the downforce after 50 miles an hour.
Exactly.
And it doesn't do that crazy thing where if I hit the brakes at 170, it pops up like a fighter
NASCAR.
jet. Now that's when you flip over.
Oh,
That's when you spin backwards.
Yeah. Wow.
I like the stitching's gorgeous.
Yes. So we have, is this the Alcantara here?
We got Alcantara seats.
That was my gay porn name, Paul.
Alcantara.
Yeah. Alcantara seats. We got the leather and the exposed stitching, sort of Lamborghini-esque, but always beautiful. And the center console, just ergonomically beautiful. It's just flowing is what I would call it. It almost seems like, as if the interior comes from the sea. It has this very just sort of no sharp edges. Everything seems to flow like a beautiful seashell. And how is the car then shifted? We were talking about the console-mounted shifter.
We've got two paddle shifters.
Right.
And actually, interesting way to start the car. You take the key and turn it all the way forward. Put your foot on the brake. Take both pedals and kick them back to
like a double
confirm you're
click.
in neutral. And then we've got an engine start button where we can fire it up.
And it's a sequential 6-speed. The instrument cluster's really just one big readout that tells you, I'm guessing, all you need to know about the car versus a bunch of things that say oil pressure, oil temp, and all that stuff.
What's really interesting, Adam, is it's a full computer screen. The metal ring is physical, but what it allows us to do is we have a couple different driving modes. You can put it in sport mode. You'll notice that we lose the 1 and the 3.
Right.
The numbers are larger, and the red line comes in at about 1 o'clock. So when you're on the track, your field of vision is very limited.
Right. This drives me insane. This is why I hate our society. Do they require these in Europe, by the way?
I don't believe so.
Oh, you see what the attorneys have done? Go get your cousin, tell him to take a picture of this, by the way. I'm going to yell about it up on stage. Here's what I'm saying. You take a beautiful piece of art. I mean, there's not a piece of this car. Geez, the stick that holds up the hood took 5 scientists 10 years to develop. Every single piece of this car is thought out to the last millimeter. And then when they're all said and done, they get off a boat, they come out here to the port of Los Angeles, and some asswipe irons on this airbag warning sticker.
Non-removable on your Alcantara visor.
And by the way, there's not one that says $370,000 supercar LFA and then another bucket that says Daihatsu Charade. It's all just one big box with the same crappy sticker. Yeah, this is going to need to be removed. That's all I'm saying. Plus, extra weight. I mean, if you really think about it, you go all the extra time and money to do the carbon fiber, and then the guy slaps on these 2 heavy stickers. Yeah, that's slowing you down. How about we'll go around the rear of the car and you toss a couple revs?
Absolutely.
Carbon fiber seats.
Got a carbon fiber frame, and then again, these are all built to order, so the front of the seat, back of the seat, headliner, carpet, floor mat, dash, you can all customize those colors.
Hands. It comes with a tire pressure checker meter too. This is going to be part of the argument with the wife. All right, all right.
It's built in.
I know 380K sounds like a lot.
But it comes with a nice accessory.
You could go out and spend 150, 200K on a good tire pressure. Wow. Again, I would argue extra weight slowing you down. Wow.
I think we broke some glasses in there.
Wow. Wow, is that on? Now, what did you get to as far as the tack went there?
7,500.
Ganz, are you aware of a car that got to that?
Besides my car.
Besides your car? No, I mean that tacked up that fast. That was not a gurgle, no bobble.
I'm gonna tell you, the only thing that we've ever had out here that's even probably in the ballpark was the Carrera GT, and that was sweet. It wasn't as fast. This thing was like an on-off switch at 7,500.
Wow, did that get to 7,500 fast? That's scary.
Sounds good though, like you said. The tuning of the sound it's
wow. Yeah, shoot it again. Let me hear it from inside. All right, let's not turn a bearing, Paul. Impossible. And I'm guessing everything is. You can shut her down if you like. Everything is running off synthetic rear end transmission.
Sure.
Special oil made. Just Mobile One makes a special one just for the LFA, I'm guessing. You know you've arrived, by the way, as an engine when you get your own oil.
your own mix.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as a rim, as a car rim, you've arrived when you have your own tire made for you. Like certain cars, like remember Lamborghini had that four-wheel driver with the sand rail worked on the side of it.
I'm thinking back of the Michelin TRX, but that's not a good story.
Either way.
Very nice.
Yeah, and again, every detail, no stone has been unturned except for sort of that stupid airbag sticker. Oh, you know what it's like? It's like you staring at the Mona Lisa and then pulling like a ripe sticker off a banana and just sticking it right on her nose.
It's almost amazing that they couldn't come up with something just even a little bit more blended, because it's like,
I gotta say though, this would be a good argument for ordering the car in yellow because it's almost the same hue.
It's bright.
And now they used to peel them off. I used to just peel them off, and now they started hot gluing them on there.
It leaves a freaking mess.
Paul, if you want to know what a nut job I am, I can show you my M3 in the back that has a hole in it where I attempted to take a heat gun for removing paint to try to scrape it off and instead burnt a hole in my sun visor. But I do have a Jaguar at home that has a beige one with, like, you know, the camel hair, whatever, and it's actually painted over because I couldn't get it off. I pulled the whole sun visor off, masked off the sun visor, found a can of spray paint that matched the color of the headliner, and sprayed it out. Donnie will show you pictures. Paul, this has been nothing short of a thrill. And why don't you give people a website or a place they can find you, follow the car, check it out, or what have you?
Our website is www.lexus-lfa.com. It's got all the information on the vehicle. We have a full configurator, so you can play with all the colors, mix and match to your heart's content. So check it out.
I've got to tell Zach about that. He's going to get drunk and
he
build
went that
himself
route,
up.
but now we know somebody that can help him out.
All right. Paul, thank you so much for stopping by and for bringing your
Thanks for bringing the car out.
Beautiful creation.